Joined by the women's soccer team of Iona College, head coach Todd Plourde, Kelsie Kearns, Taylor D'Alessandro, and Kiera Haggerty. Guys, let's go around the room first before we get into it, starting with Todd. How you guys are doing? How are you just adjusting to everything in quarantine, being at home? Todd, start us off.
Well, just happy that to be healthy, to be safe. This is definitely a big change. Having to do 3 weeks of third grade learning online has been interesting, to say the least. Having 3 of my 4 daughters home has been a little bit chaotic, but fun. And I'm just hoping to get back. I will never, ever complain about my 75-mile drive each way to Iona after this break.
Kelsie?
So it's been kind of difficult switching to online classes just because you're not in like the same learning environment. And as for soccer-wise, I'll never complain about practices or anything because all fields are closed by me, so I can't even play soccer. So it's kind of a hard transition, but I'm thankful to be healthy.
Taylor?
Yeah, same as Kelsie. I'm thankful to be healthy, and things have been kind of hectic, but I've been starting to get into like a routine with like working out and doing homework. So I'm starting to get used to it, but it's still really crazy, and just happy to be healthy.
Kiera?
Honestly, I'm really bored, but I've been trying to like work out more and stuff, but I really miss my friends in school, so.
All right, well, let's get into our Mount Rushmore. We're going to do the Mount Rushmore pregame rituals and superstitions. We are going to do it snake draft style, so in an order of 1, 2, 3, 4, and whoever goes fourth will have a second pick in a row, and then it'll snake back the other way. So for seniority purposes, we'll let Kelsie choose how she wants to start. Do you want to go first or you want to go last?
I'll go last.
Last? All right, so we'll start with Todd and then go in class order. So then we'll go Todd, Kiera, Taylor, and then Kelsie, and then back Kelsie, back around. So Todd, start us off from the coach's perspective. What's your number one pregame ritual or superstition?
Making sure that everyone's there, rustling up the troops, find all 24 on campus, make sure they have a decent lunch, and get ready, depending on the time of the game. And then if we've got to stay and watch the boys' game before we're able to, the girls are adamant about that several times this year, sticking around, making sure we get to support the boys as long as possible and maybe get over to Manhattan 5 minutes before the game.
Have you ever run in, as a coach, or I guess as a player too, have you ever run into not having everyone there?
This year, luckily, we never missed. All 24 were at every game that they were healthy and able to be at. So the bus did not leave without them.
You never had that happen to you ever?
Never.
Coach, assistant coach? That's
Coach,
good.
assistant coach, player, never.
Good.
Had.
All right, let's go to Kiera.
So one of my superstitions is that I've pretty much been wearing the same band for like the past 6 years. Like I wear it every time I play a game.
That's since high school?
Yeah, like freshman year. Before that even.
Taylor?
So for away games, we always travel in the same vans. So since Todd has gone here, me, Kelsie, and a couple other people, I've been in the same van, and it like never changes. And we always just like blast music, and it's a good time.
Who controls the aux?
Sometimes Todd, he's on radio, but usually it's like Faith or me or Katie.
I know in the vans you have to, if you don't have an aux, then you got to listen to the radio. So do you guys make sure to assign someone to bring it?
Yeah, we have like a speaker that we bring, and sometimes when it doesn't work, when it dies or something, Todd will like blast the music from the radio and start singing. So that's fun.
Who plays the best music?
I would say Faith.
All right, Kelsie.
Like no matter how cold it is, I have to have my sleeves rolled up, whether I have like Under Armour on or not. It's kind of weird. I don't know why. I just hate having like the sleeves on my arms.
The jersey sleeves you roll up no matter what?
Yeah. hmm
Or what, you always have an Under Armour underneath, you're saying? Or even if you have an Under
No,
Armour?
even if I do, I'm pretty sure I usually have my sleeves rolled up. I don't know why. It's just like a thing I've been doing since I was little.
All right, you have 2 in a row, so sleeves rolled up is 1. What's your second?
I have to have a braid in my hair. And I know a lot of girls on our team are like that. We like braid each other's hair and stuff, but a lot of us have to have braids in our hair.
You have someone that has to do it for you every game, or it doesn't matter?
I actually do myself.
Okay, there you go. Don't have to rely on anyone else.
Yeah.
All right, Taylor, back to you then.
Another one of my traditions, I guess, is I get a sandwich from the Av, like the same sandwich, a ham, egg, and cheese on a roll, and before every game, home, away, everything.
Okay. Kiera?
I always like shower before games to wake myself up.
Even night games?
Yeah, like if it's like a 6 o'clock game, like I make sure I'm showered before we leave.
Okay. Todd?
Similar to Kelsie, I try to braid my hair right before each game, just so it doesn't get into my face or whip around a lot. So that's very important to me. Taylor stole my thunder as well. Going to North Ave Deli, usually have a good pregame meal over there. But another superstition is just making sure that it's not really a superstition. As coaches, we meet and go over what we need to do to be prepared for the game, whether it be starting lineups, whether it be tactical. So that's one of the things we do is meet as a group, the 4 of us before every game, just to get outside.
What's your go-to sandwich from the Av?
Sausage and peppers, no question.
On a hero?
On
Hero,
a hero.
wedge,
On a wedge,
whatever you call it.
along with a cherry Pepsi.
All right. From Todd, now back to Kiera.
Like during home games, our team always like blasts music in the locker room for a few hours before we play.
Faith is on the aux in the locker room too?
Yeah,
Okay.
she usually is.
You guys don't let Todd sing in the locker room?
Todd doesn't go in the
No.
locker room.
Todd, we skipped you. I already messed up. We skipped you. I was supposed to let you go 2 in a row.
Oh man.
So now we're gonna go back to you for your third. We have Kiera's third, and then to Taylor.
My wife has been very superstitious with getting me different lucky socks, and toward the end of the year, my same duck socks seem to be very lucky. So I started to dress in khakis as it got a little bit colder. So my dressing up with my duck socks has become a superstition, and especially since we ended the season on a 2-game win streak with 2 shutouts. I'll be wearing that the first game this year.
You have them tucked away, ready to go?
I'm ready to go. The Ducks are ready to go.
All right, Taylor, your third.
So right before every game, the defense does like this handshake thing. We just like do like a little fist bump. And even if like the game's about to start, we have to get through everyone. So like we go to the goalie, like center backs, outside backs, and sometimes the defensive mid, and we just like quickly go like that.
Go through the handshakes.
Yep.
Kelsie, your third, and then your fourth.
Okay, so before the game, the starters, who's ever starting, we get in a huddle before the game, and we all have to spit before we break from the huddle. It's weird, but we've been doing it since I came in as a freshman, so we just kept doing it.
You got to make sure you avoid everybody in the huddle.
Yeah. And my other one is me and Katie do a handshake before every game. We have to do it before we start playing. It's like something with our hands and with our feet, and we turn around. I don't know. It's like a jump thing. It's hard to explain, but it's like this elaborate little handshake we have. We have to do it every game.
Same thing. You've been doing that since she got here?
We actually came in together as freshmen, and we used to do like a little hand thing, but we changed it up. We have a new one this year.
Now, Taylor, your fourth and final, ritual or superstition?
This one's a little weird, but sometimes I get nervous before games and I have to like talk to myself and give myself a pep talk. I'm like, you could do this. Like I look in the mirror and I'm like, you got this.
You need to do that in the locker room, or did it ever transpire onto the field?
Oh no, it's like before everything, so nobody sees it.
Yeah. Kiera, your last superstition?
So if I'm starting like right before kickoff, I usually just do a couple sprints like by myself back and forth just to make sure I'm ready to go.
And Todd, wrap it up.
The fourth and final superstition that I have is the day, depending on the timing of the game, I try to get a haircut and clean shave. And as you could tell, it doesn't take too long to get my haircut, shaven. I probably look like Santa Claus by the time I get back on campus. But that would be, I used to go get a haircut, get cleaned up for each game. And I just can't wait to get back.
All right, so we got through all four pretty quick. What do we miss? Are there any, you guys know of any of your teammates' superstitions that you guys find super weird, but it's helpful for them? Doesn't even have to be on this team. Anyone from high school or you played club soccer with, anyone?
I used to like always eat an apple before I played a game, like every time.
You used to do that, but you don't do it anymore?
Yeah, no, I don't do it anymore.
Now you can go to the Ave.
Yeah, I usually just get a sandwich or something now.
In high school, when I ran track, I had to wear a certain pair of socks or I wouldn't run well, and I truly believe that. If I didn't wear my two lucky socks, I wasn't running good, and it always happened.
You haven't experienced anything like that with soccer? No lucky gear?
I wear like 2 different sports bras, but that's about it. I have to wear a specific sports bra on game day, but nothing with like sock wise because it's like game socks. So I guess it's different.
Right.
I know Mac on our team, she always has to wear like her funky socks underneath her like regular soccer socks. Like she has like bacon socks. She has like all these different crazy socks, and it's really funny.
She doesn't stick to the same ones. She has not like Todd with the duck socks. She has different socks.
She has a variety, yeah.
And she has to she gets her wrist taped, but not because she hurt her wrist. It's because she has silly bands on that she has to play with.
Eris losing them on the field. That's good. Todd, nothing? You don't see any of these superstitions from your team?
I haven't noticed anything totally wacky. I try to stay out of their prep zone, and they're usually out on the field by the time I get out in the field warming up. So I don't see the pregame rituals in the locker room, and before the games they seemed very focused, and they have their own routine that they stuck to, and it was a great warm up. Kept them injury free, and because of their rituals, I did not mess with them during. I've learned that in my tenure of coaching. When they're warming up, that's their space.
When do you find, as a coach, there to be a good time if there's ever tension or nervousness before a game to kind of address the room and ease nerves?
This group has they didn't really seem nervous in any of the games that we played. It's a pretty loose group, very outgoing, bubbly. And there's no one that's introverted that's just going to sit back and there's a lot of characters. And if you ever needed a chuckle, there's always 3 or 4 of them that were doing something silly but tension wise, hopefully we'll be playing more games toward the end of the year that matter. And that's what we did. We got to the last game of the year with a chance of the playoffs. We ended up tied for 6th and lost on a tiebreaker. But we got to play every game and they mattered. I hopefully this year that we'll be playing for games for positioning. And I think we're returning a lot. We're bringing in a great group of kids. So it's I'm not going to change how I am, and I don't want them to feel pressure before or at halftime. Just go out and do the best they can. There's no team in the country that's tougher or works harder. We just now have to just start winning.
Wise words from the GOAT. Getting serious, I guess we have fun with Mount Rushmore, but getting serious, what are you guys looking forward to next season with all the team returning? And obviously, like Todd touched on, you guys had a good finish at the end of the season and put yourself in a position with the 2 wins at the end to at least look for some help from other teams in the conference and almost sneak in to the conference playoffs. What are you guys looking to do to capitalize this year?
Well, next year's my last season, unfortunately, and I finally feel like we're in the best position like I've been in with my 3 years being here with a chance to compete in the playoffs because we have never made it besides freshman year, but that's when everyone makes it when you go to Disney. And then my sophomore year was terrible. So this year we're just so close, and I feel like we're getting so many incoming freshmen in. So it's going to give us the best opportunity to do better, and I really hope so because it's my last shot. So hope I go far.
Yeah, we made such a big jump from last year. Like last year we won 1 conference game, and this year like we almost made playoffs. So I think it's just going to keep getting better, and we have such a strong group now, and with the incoming freshmen, it's going to be like unstoppable.
Yeah, I feel like we did so well this year. Like we were so close to like almost making playoffs and everything. And I think that with that, like this year, it's going to be so much easier for us, like because we're already in a better position.
Well, I hope everyone's excited for the upcoming season, and I hope everyone stays inside and enjoys their time, makes the most of it. And like you guys said, you've grown an appreciation for things that you maybe didn't realize, like practice and being on campus and stuff like that. So here's to hoping that we get back to our regular lives sooner rather than later.